Hello, learners. Welcome to this week. My name remains Professor Isaac Samani Butswat, your facilitator for this course, AEM723, Introduction to Non-Ruminant Production. Today, we are starting on Module 3, Management, Feeding, and Disease of Monogastric Animals. By way of introduction, briefly, the quality of feedstuff used in compounding animal feeds determines to a large extent the level of attainment of the animal's productive potential. You know, what makes an animal is the genetics and then the environment. Feed is part of the environment the animal finds itself. So feeding is very important. By the end of this unit, you should be able to state clearly the definition and classes of feeding monogastric animals, the importance and management of monogastric animals, and basis of determining a disease condition and control. Feeding. Feeding is the act of giving feeds to animals. Feeds provide a source of nutrients to the body of animals. In poultry, environmental temperature is considered to be the most important variable affecting feed intake and thus body weight gain of birds. This is adapted from the data presented by North and Bell, 1990, showing the effect of house temperature on growth and feed consumption of straight-run broilers. Feeding, especially during hot season, must involve modification of the feeds such that the small quantity taken will meet the energy requirement of the birds. Please take note of this. In swine, pigs are not ruminants and so are not capable of dealing efficiently with coarse foods. Foods for pigs usually consist of ground cereals mixed with animal and vegetable proteins, all of low fiber content. As a result of the increasing demand and high prices associated with these cereal grains, including the vegetable and animal protein sources, pig produced in Nigeria and other countries result in the use of less expensive energy sources and industrial byproducts such as cassava root tubers, brewers spent grain, and palm kernel meal, among others. Because of the rate at which pigs grow and reproduce and the fact that they spend some or all their life indoor, their ration require adequate mineral and vitamin supplements. It is important to feed the maintenance and growth of the sow or gives and for pregnancy and milk production. Recommended energy requirement of pigs. Take note of the energy requirements as well as the protein. These are the limiting factors in feeds. Table recommended protein requirement of pigs. Take note of the recommended protein requirements at the various production life of the animals. And in compounding their feeds, put this into cognizance accordingly. Essential amino acids, these are of course parts of protein. Make sure the essential amino acids are there. If not, you have to supplement. The digestive system. In many ways, the physiology of digestion absorption in the pig is similar to that of man. Like man, pig is omnivorous, consuming food of both plant and animal origin. The alimentary tract or canal of the pig extends from the lips to the anus. And of course, that is also similar to humans. The mouth. Under natural conditions, the pig roots, it digs up soil with its snout and carries the food to its mouth using the pointed lower lip. And of course, sometimes they're destructive to farm crops, and that's not too good for coexistence between man and these pigs. The stomach. In the stomach, the food is churned up by the squeezing action of the muscular walls, and the gastric juice is added to it. The gastric juice is produced by the gastric glands in the walls of the stomach and contains mucus, hydrochloric acid, and pepsin. In the small intestine, secretions of juices from the pancreas, liver, and small intestine complete the process of digestion. The digested food can then diffuse through the walls on small intestine. The pancreas juice contains enzymes for digesting three major types of food: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. A bile is created continually by the liver. Several peptides for splitting polypeptides into amino acids, enzymes for splitting the disaccharides, sucrose, maltose, isomaltose, and lactose into monosaccharides such as glucose, fructose, and galactose. Intestinal lipids for splitting neutral fats into glycerol and carboxylic acids, and very small amounts of intestinal amylase for splitting carbohydrates into disaccharides. The large intestine is the site for the absorption of water into the body. Other things. Food absorption does not take place in the mouth and esophagus. The small intestine is the major site of food absorption. Rabbits. Rabbits take concentrates most of the time. These are feeds that are low in fluid and high in digestibility. They also take roughages. These are feeds high in fiber content or low in digestibility. These are dry roughage, hay, and as well succulent roughages, silage roots, and so on. Diseases of poultry, some common poultry diseases. There are quite a number, and vaccinations are available for both layers and broiler birds. So the vaccination schedule is important in following. Of course, remember that in rabbit, they retake in their soft feces, trophy. Take note of that. There are many diseases of poultry, as said, and vaccinations are available for most of the important diseases. Okay. Now, some of the symptoms of these diseases are easily seen. Some are not very. Diseases and parasites of pigs. Now, there are also virus diseases. Microorganisms cause a lot of these. Some are of viral origin, some are bacterial. These are all important in pig rearing. Okay? Brucellosis, malignant oedema, and so on and so forth are all diseases of pigs. Of course, you have cases of mastitis also in pigs. Swine fever, very contagious. Swine influenza, swine pox, and so on and so forth. Then protozoan diseases, they are also there. And of course, the ectoparasites, the mange, the lice, the fleas, and the endoparasites, the roundworms, the tapeworms, and so on and so forth. For rabbit, very few diseases affect rabbit, but they are also important. You know, where you have diseases, there must be some quarantine or isolation. Pasteurolitis, enteritis, and so on and so forth affect rabbits. And of course, you have incidences of cold resulting in pneumonia, coccidiosis, scores, even mastitis, and sawhawks affect rabbits. Okay. Now, details of this can easily be found in the lecture notes. By way of conclusion, feeding gives the desired performance in monogastric animals when the feed given is adequate and accessibility of feed enhances performance. Though the requirements of the animals largely governs the desired supplied volume, its consumption and efficiency of utilization is influenced by varied factors that must be understood if the full productive potential of the animal are to be met. Proper medication and vaccination will also give good performance, especially in poultry. The common diseases of poultry, swine, and rabbits and their curative preventive measures are described as a way of summary. These include chills, colds, pneumonia, coccidiosis, enteritis, mastitis, hair canker, mange, and sore hoops. By way of tutor-marked assignment, you should be able to define what is feeding and then control of mange in poultry, swine, and rabbit. How can you prevent disease in the farm? Mention any 4 diseases you know, whether of poultry, rabbit, or pigs. Describe 2 diseases of rabbit related to an environmental condition. How would you treat mastitis? Describe the various diseases of rabbits. Discuss how you can prevent, cure, and control some of these diseases. State some 3 bacterial diseases of rabbits and state how they can be cured. Describe some 2 nutritional diseases of rabbits. References are TJO 2002 or LOMU 2011 and a few others. Okay, for further studies, you can refer to these texts. Thank you.